Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming today. We're going to talk to you today about our program that we have called Patients as Teachers. And when we talk about it, we're going to interchangeably use the word patient and teacher, and I hope it's not too confusing. I think it'll make sense once we get started on our talk. So some people in the audience are actually participants in this program, and we want to make sure that we thank everybody who has participated in this to make it such an amazing experience for our students and the patients who have participated. Thank you very much. So it was mentioned earlier that our program focuses a lot on these neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's disease. Currently there are over 5 million people who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in the United States. That number is expected to grow. And knowledge about these disorders, these cognitive problems, is very crucial for healthcare providers going into the future. We feel strongly, because we're an academic campus, that it behooves us to really participate in the training of people who are going to go out in the world and take care of patients with these problems. There have been other programs that are similar to the one that we developed here, and I'll tell you a little bit about those. Those programs focused exclusively on medical students, and they were volunteer programs. There was one such program at Northwestern University that Dr. Rabinovici actually participated in when he was a student. And it was a program that matched medical students with patients who had mild cognitive disorders. It was a volunteer program. There was another program at Boston University, and then a program at Columbia University called Visit with Rachel, which actually paired undergraduate students at Columbia with patients who had these problems. I want to actually extend a great debt of gratitude toward the Buddy program at Northwestern and Darby Moorhart, who started that program there. She shared all of her materials with us, gave us unending support, and we've used a lot of the materials that she developed there in our program. And to start the program here at UCSF, we engaged with a program here called the Geriatric Interest Group, which is part of the School of Medicine. And in engaging with them, we met this amazing pharmacy student named Jennifer Chang, who took our course the first year and became our teaching assistant the second year. She's been an incredibly helpful driving force behind this. So as you probably know, the UCSF campus is a school for a variety of healthcare professions: dentistry, nursing, medicine, pharmacy, and physical therapy. And we wanted to take that incredible resource that we have here and also try to involve these students in a legacy of understanding people who have these kinds of cognitive disorders. So we expanded the program here to include all of the students in those schools, and we made it an elective course for credit. So people would sign up for this course, they actually get credit for it, and it becomes part of their curriculum. And the other goal of our program was to really measure the effectiveness of our course for the students, the patients who participated, and the care partners. So the class includes 3 consecutive quarters of enrollment. That's an entire school year for the students. The students engage 2 hours a month with their buddy, their teacher, the patient who is matched with them. And then the students also write in a journal after they meet with their teacher. And they also have to attend an hour and a half of lecture discussion every month, led by Cindy or me or one of our amazing resources here at UCSF. So we cover things like, how is dementia diagnosed and managed? What is it? What are the components of caregiving, and what are some of the resources out in the community? And on both years of our experience with this program, we've had 9 of our Memory and Aging Center participants who were engaged to be teachers. They have mild cognitive issues. They have to have a partner who's willing to participate. They have to be geographically accessible to our students. And in order to match them with the students, we asked them to submit a brief biography about themselves. And this is just a profile of the students that we've had. We've had participation across the different schools, kind of different makeup of each class that we've taught. So Cindy's going to talk a little bit more about how we run the program.
So we actually start the year with a meet and greet reception where we have the patients who are teachers and the students and the care partners for a social event to meet each other. And the goal is to have that first scheduled meeting set up by the time that they leave. We separately do an orientation for the teachers and for the students so that people are clear on what the expectations are. And they provide a packet with information about what are opportunities for visits, things that you can do in the city or in the Bay Area that are inexpensive, that might be appropriate, and suggested questions for the students and the teachers to sort of facilitate the beginning of that relationship and the sharing about what the experience has been like. These are just some examples of the course activities. On the upper left is Kirby Lee, our pharmacist who teaches about medications. Robin in the lower right, talking with one of our teachers and coaching them, and then some questions on our test that we use. So how did we evaluate the course? We did want to do something objective, so we do a test at the beginning of the year with the students of their knowledge about cognitive issues and dementia, and at the end of the year. And we also have a structured evaluation that we do of the participants, the teachers, the students, and the care partners. So this is our results from the first year. You can see the blue is at the beginning of the year, the green is at the end of the year. We didn't have a huge impact on people's knowledge. The students were actually pretty well prepared from a didactic perspective or a fact knowledge perspective, where the gain was in the relationship that developed between the students and the teachers and the opportunity to really learn what this disease means on a personal level. These are some of the comments from students. They thought, it was great to be in a class with other professionals. Often that doesn't happen. So dentists learning besides nurses, beside medical students, and sharing different perspectives. Also really seeing what the disease is like in day-to-day life, not reading about it in a textbook. I think they really developed some good interpersonal skills, some interviewing skills, the ability to question patients. And I think really got a picture of how different patients with this disease can be. This is a journal entry that I'm not going to read, but it will be posted on the website for everybody to see. But the journal entries by the students and the impact that this experience had on them was really inspiring. Some comments from the teachers. They really felt that it was a wonderful experience for them. People were interested in hearing about their experience. You can see the last one, it was a win-win for both of us. And again, from the care partners, the fact that this really helped with social isolation, it really helped with sort of self-esteem from the teachers' or patients' perspective. They were contributing to these people's education and really sharing what this was like. These are some pictures of our end-of-year reception where people, shared journal entries with their teacher. So in conclusion, certainly it was possible to turn what had been sort of a volunteer program into an actual, we want to think, kind of challenging elective course that people would get credit for, which sort of values the experience. And that the experience, the value was really in that personal exchange and the development of the relationship, not necessarily on the didactic information, although we have used the pilot results from that test to really sort of gear up the didactic and the classroom part of the class. We did present it this summer at the Alzheimer's International meeting and hope to work with our colleagues in Chicago and in New York who are doing a similar program to measure the outcomes a little more objectively. Again, we want to thank all the participants, some of whom are here, for their participation in the program.